Hey babes, if you're interested in a huge, long, probably boring rant about Chanel, about the shopping experience on the website and the new collection, then go ahead and check out my other video where you will only see me talking, not stopping. And yes, I will link that video in the info box. But now let's actually have some fun with the makeup and, discuss some further along the way. So when I was doing my makeup, I noticed that I would want to finish it in a video and discuss some things with you. And what I have on my eyes so far is, wait a second. So I was doing my makeup with the Daydream quad, and on both eyes I do have this shade as a soft wash of highlight on the eyelids, and on this eye I'm wearing the navy shade as a liner, and on this eye I'm only what I said, this one I just now dabbed a very light blue shade by Bobbi Brown on top, only on this one, because I was discussing how the light blue in Chanel's Denim Dream would barely show up as a blue and, diminish to something very silvery reflective. Even the other shade in the quad, which, that at the beginning I was more excited about it because I thought the other shade was a bit more, had a little warmth to it, something softly buttery vanilla yellow that gives it a hint of warmth, so that you could pair it with the pink for a cozy little warm look in there. But it turns out that it's just a silvery white and no warmth at all, so that of course made it less versatile for me. But this whole story, if or why not I'm getting this quad, is in the other video. Now let's not get lost again right now, but let me show you the light blue shade that I dabbed on here. It's in this Bobbi Brown palette, which, as you see, I barely used it because I was very disappointed how little of the blue actually is visible in this one. I only wanted this palette for the light blue shade, and for me personally, blues had been very interesting for, I don't know, these past 3 years. I rediscovered blue tones for myself. At this point, I actually have gathered quite a good amount of different shades of blue. So as beautiful as the new Dior Quint in the Midnight Lame looks, it barely has anything different to what I already own in store. I think it's very beautiful. I think it's great quality. I probably end up even getting it still, but actually it's not, it's also very similar to the Denim Dimensions of Charlotte Tilbury's beautifying palette, that 9-pan of last year. And had they both come out at the same time, well, I do prefer a beautiful Quint by Dior to this cheap little plastic thing that Charlotte Tilbury came out with. By the way, You know what I really want to see? I want to see a new luxury quad by Charlotte Tilbury. And I would love if it came with an apricot shade. And I also feel like Charlotte Tilbury is Charlotte Tilbury to me. Dior, Dior not as much as Tilbury, maybe. But what I was going to say is Charlotte Tilbury is very sensible to pick up trends and new shades of interest before they become a thing. To me, she puts them on the map. They are very good at sensing or actually making and creating something before it is big. Best example is their first Beauty Verse palette that came with a light blue and a light lilac shade, and back then nobody asked for a light lilac shade. It was the very first one, and at that point it actually was more like everybody just loved their warm earthy tones and neutrals, and that palette looked more like, well, what is this 80s crap doing in there, right? So when I saw it back then, I thought that it's cute and pretty. I still did not get it because I still think that the other shades, the neutrals that they threw in there, the mattes, they were all very, very warm. And they actually clashed very much with these pink, aqua, and lilac shades in there. So that was not a good match in my book, but they were the first to give us this lilac shade that has been that was fall 2023, and ever since the market was, how do you say it, was oversaturated with lilacs, right? I mean, when the Eldridge Betty palette came out last spring, at that point I had so many lilac shades. I was already like, well, aren't we over it already? It's a bit late for this, right? And Charlotte did it first, so I don't know how much she really is involved in these product developments, but if I had to judge the brand and the way they created products, it does feel like Charlotte Tilbury herself. I think she does have a good feeling for a great feeling for perfect undertones, a great feelings besides the bad bronzer shades lately. But that might be due to the fact that I barely do self-tan. So maybe that's just something that isn't really made for me. But however, okay, I'm getting lost again. I'm rambling on and on and on, and I'm so sorry. So this is what I have on my eyes. And so here I have this Bobby Brown blue shade, and here I only have this one by Tom Ford. And now, before I'm losing my train of thought again, and on this eye I did tight line with the Hourglass mechanical gel eyeliner in Meteorite. Meteorite, it's American. So this is just an anthracite and a gray shade, but with a very soft blue hint, I would say. Very soft blue. It's a gray, but it actually is a pretty spot on gray. It does not really lean green or blue. it's a solid gray. So I did tight line with this one on this eye. Here I did not tight line. Here I'm only wearing the dark navy shade by Tom Ford as an eyeliner. So that's the difference between these two eyes. And I did it this way to discuss that I would really like to get the new Chanel Blue Twill eyeliner from the denim collection. I also did order it. They also took my money, but they just sent me an email that they canceled my order, which, Chanel, isn't that interesting? Shouldn't you just fix the issue and send me my order? You know, I really discussed this whole topic thoroughly in my earlier rant about Chanel and ordering from them directly, but I just find it remarkable, right? Isn't that remarkable? Is that the luxury experience that you would expect from ordering directly from Chanel? I don't. But let's continue. And here is where I stopped to, just show you the difference, because I would like to have this Chanel eyeliner that I actually ordered, but I will not reorder myself out of principle, because I'm fed up and done with this treatment by Chanel. I don't want to have time for that. All right. Either they come to retailers and I pick it up at some store that knows how to treat their customers and what customer service really means, or I will not have it. I think it's beautiful and different to this eyeliner. It's a midnight navy with just a little bit of anthracite gray in it. I think it's beautiful. I don't know any other eyeliner shade that really comes close to this. So the disappointment is great. I will also admit the urge to still order it again is big, but I'm petty. I'm very petty like that, and I'm very stubborn, and I will not reorder from them. I did send them an email. I sent them an email saying either they fix this without bothering the customers with stupid emails. They still have my money for it, so they better get this order going, or I'm not purchasing from them anymore. And I really hope I'm strong enough to never order from them again, because this is the rudest and dumbest and most incompetent thing I can only imagine, really. So yeah, I do hope that I can pick it up in a different store, because I think it's beautiful. And if it's so beautiful in undertone that I feel the need and want to get it as an eyeshadow, and I will then still pick up the Denim Dream quad. But right now, I'm not ordering from Chanel anymore. So, and as you see here, the Tom Ford blue is, at first I thought it was more gray than the one in Denim Dream, but turns out I think it really has more vibrancy in the blue note, and the Chanel is more gray. So it's more different than I thought it would be. And still, I have to say, on the eyes, when I'm wearing it as an eyeliner, like here, I hope you can tell that there is barely any blue visible. It's very subtle and looks very gray with barely any blue in it. So also I should ask myself, well, would I actually need the Chanel shade if this is how the Tom Ford shade translates as an eyeliner. Let's be real, I don't. This one is already very gray blue. It's more an anthracite shade, and you cannot even detect any blue when I'm wearing it as an eyeliner. So the question arises if the Blue Twill eyeliner by Chanel would even be noticeably different to this gray eyeliner shade by Hourglass. I feel like there would barely be any difference, and so yeah, I mean there still is a big difference between of course you can and you would do both to intensify the eye look, but it's a very subtle but more beautifully defined look to tight line with a shade like that versus the eyeliner side. I mean, keep in mind that my eyes are very different from each other. Even in shape, especially, I mean, but let me, so here I use this type of brush. No, it has a tiny bit of fluff to pick up a bit more product and to apply a bit more color. So this is what I did with this type of brush, and flicked it out just a tiny bit. And yeah, let's do it on this side with the, can you see? I just have to check my position here. So it's the same. I try to make this eyeliner thinner because the eye is bigger than this one. This one is, this is the normal healthy one. So this is my natural eye shape and color. And this one is, was compromised by, actually it was hurt here on my neck, not directly to the eye. But that's just the reason it changed in color, and also neurologically it's smaller. So it was not any damage directly to the eye. I know the lighting isn't great, and I hope that you still get an idea of what I'm trying to share here today. So this is one look with two different shades that is probably very close to something you get in Denim Dream. Now let us this is something that probably will not look very good on me, but it also takes it more 80s. But let me smoke out the crease a little bit with the blue shade. Again, this, as you can tell, does look more reflective. It's like a satin shade and looks more vibrantly blue than the one in Chanel, but still when I apply it, it turns out very gray. So I'm not sure if I was to compare them side by side right now, if you could even tell the difference between these two shades of blue, between Tom Ford Daydream and Chanel. I don't know what I did here. That was stupid. I should shut up before I completely mess up. So let's just smoke it out with the blue and the way that is seen many times with this new Chanel quad. That really makes it so much more 80s, which particularly on me and my face looks a bit not very cool, I think. So I don't love this. Should I lean back here? So the reason why I'm doing this is the looks that this Denim Dream quad provides. First of all, I can really replicate them very well with more than one quad that I already own. So that's one thing. The other thing is I don't look as great with this type of aesthetic. I don't think it looks very pretty on me. And now if I wanted to wear this look, I obviously can achieve it. And now comes the real twist, because if I now add a pink shade to it, it really changes it for worse, I think, because these shades, this type of blue and this grayish look, I think it really needs something more earthy to keep it on the elegant side. And if you then you know, decide to go in with a pink, it really takes it to the 80s territory, which isn't cute on me at all. It's not cute on me personally, and aesthetically for me it's just really nothing I crave right now or for this year. It's a specific look. It has its own vibe, and there's something cute and retro to it, but I don't think it was a good take for this year. I don't think that's actually what is the next hot thing, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. That's not the look I'm going for this summer, for sure not. And now for example, something I really like, and I think it's worth the full price as an online exclusive, is this Marshmallow quint by Dior. For example, this shade here, you see it just has a very soft lime minty hue to it. It's very unique. Now I wouldn't say that it's not so out there lime, yellow or mint that it overpowers a look. It's just such a hot, soft hue, but it's there. And I think especially it is able to, you know, make such a cute, juicy liaison with the orange shade in here that is very interesting and brings in a great harmony without ending up looking like a parakeet clown show on my eyes. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are people who look great with 2 colorful shades, even 3 on the eyes. I'm not one of them. I cannot pull off looks like that, but this combination is really cute. And this is the absolutely only shade in my whole big collection of such a soft, minty, lemony hue. It's worth it. It's something out of the ordinary and special. It's special in this whole composition is I mean, the rest of the shades I can replicate. This is the special shade that really makes it worth it. But as a whole, it still is also a very pleasing curation, I find. So you get something special. You get a unique shade you don't find anywhere else. You get a very beautiful, interesting composition. You get versatility, several different looks in one quint. So the Denim Dream by Chanel really is not on this level. And if you want a exclusive full price, if you want to charge me that, you need to bring to the table a vision, something special that I do not find anywhere else, or that I do not have 20 times over in my collection. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm very pleased with this one. And this is why there is no way I want to pay 85 euros full price on the Chanel website for something very pretty but mediocre. Mediocre and not special. So here we have a pink that is quite similar to the one in Chanel, besides the fact that of course it's a different formula, but nonetheless, same thing. And then if this is, obviously it's limited edition and it's it is maybe not everyone's cup of tea, and it's expensive. Here we have by Catrice Diamond Treasures. So I just got this one. So this is a similar shade of pink as well. It's a bit, even a bit smokier than the one in Chanel, but very, very comparable. So for that reason, I will add this shade of pink and the one by Dior that probably is a bit more on point with the shade in Chanel, to show you how it transforms this look and how I don't want to wear this blue and this silvery with pink. I will do it now today to, you know, share with you what the Denim Dream quad combines. Now, the reason why I would still, for an appropriate price, I would probably still get it if I find it, you know, at 50 to 60 euros. To me is an appropriate price for such a small quad by Chanel. And I think for me personally, I would wear either or. I would wear the blue look or a pink look with a neutral highlight. So let's start with the Dior. Where did I put the other brush here? So I will put the pink by here. I just think this blue turns a bit too, it's hard to describe. Now let's put the Catrice pink over here so you also see if you can even tell the shade by Dior and this one apart, even though they do look different in the pan. There is no difference on the eyes. So in case you don't want to get this full quint, I mean, the Catrice one is just a little bit smokier. And obviously, if I wanted to wear this pink shade full on vibrant and opaque, of course it would be discernible, but as a wash of color in the crease, you cannot really tell them apart. So, and for me, this look is honestly, it's not as bad as I expected it to be. I thought everything would look more purple and cheaper in a I need to really think about the right word to describe the way I feel about now I'm just mixing them together. The rest of Catrice that I have here on this brush, I just, you know, to make them even. Not because the shade is different, but I applied less here. So ultimately it's just like the palette as you look at it. It's pretty, it's cute, but it's nothing special. It's nothing special in composition, it's nothing special in vision, it's nothing special in the shades themselves. You most likely have these shades already and can recreate this look if you care for it. Ultimately, when you combine this pink with these blues, you get something that leans purple, which, as I said about the Charlotte Tilbury Beautyverse palette, we've had these purples for such a long time now, and as cute as they are, and I mean, because of this whole flood of lilacs and purples, I do have a lot of palettes with this color story. And yeah, of course, here we also have this one, but this is not the reason I got this palette. This lilac in here was more, all right, it's in there, so we work with it. I wanted this quint particularly because of the